The day before the transit, we picked up a line handler as well as lines and fenders. And then about 5 o'clock in the morning, we picked up our advisor and we headed for the Miraflores locks. We entered the locks and the gates closed behind us. We're traveling from the Pacific to the Caribbean. And on this route, we are pulling in behind a ship, and we're making this passage through all these locks tied to a tug as a side tie. Sometimes you're tied to the wall or wrapped up with other boats, but we're actually the only recreational cruising boat that was transiting the locks at this time. And this is my second transit as I went through back in 2017 from the Caribbean to the Pacific, which is done rafted up with other boats. So this is a totally new experience this time.
The locks have just closed. Guillermo, Gracie and Lori, and Gatun. Being in a river. We're tied onto a tugboat here. Hey, Noel! And these little trains are keeping the boats in the center of the lock because it's tight and these boats. On each side. Okay, we can do that. About ready to make breakfast. This is our second lock we've gone through, and then we go like a mile or two stretch, and then we go through the third lock, and then enter Lake Gatun and travel for most of the day, and then there's 3 more locks on the other side that bring us back to sea level. Here we go. Culebra Cut, the deepest part of the Panama Canal.
Motoring through Lake Gatun, we had the beautiful guayacán trees, the yellow blossoms. And once we got to the Gatun locks, we had to wait for the ship to pull up behind us. We watched another cargo ship heading westbound going through with the donkeys here you can see. Thankfully they call those donkeys. They got lines attached to the ship, help keep the ship centered in the canal.
And a big old ship coming up behind us. And our tugboat that we're going to tie up against. sailed through the mountains. Well, we didn't sail. We motored through the mountains in the Panama Canal. And these big doors here were built in like 1900. Still working. Amazing. It's a little tense moment.
What did we just do?
We just went through.
We just motored through the mountains.
Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Thank you for captaining us through the mountains, Gary. You're the best.
Thank you so much for your patience.
welcome.
You get the first glass,
Yeah, you
buddy.
get the first glass,
Well, I
my
got
friend.
4.
Yeah, you gotta pour it. Pour